City.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. Tonight, we're going to have a great show. I have my beautiful, wonderful co-host, Sawyer. Hello, Sawyer.
Hi.
Etty, we were giving you a shout-out. And, of course, Boomy, you're not last.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Boomy, who's not only me, but he's a lawyer, right, Boomy?
I've been practicing for a few years
and
already.
You do closings, correct?
I do closings.
What's your phone number?
Phone number is, right now, since I'm not in the office on a regular basis, except by appointment, 917-873-0148.
Again?
917-873-0148.
By the way, Boomy's doing me a closing tomorrow. I mean, well, you're doing the contract.
Yes.
Whatever. So Boomy's wonderful. He said, if I trust Boomy, you all better trust Boomy. Tonight's show, everybody. By the way, I want to give a shout out to my granddaughter, Mira Nava, and my friend Ellie.
Hey, Mira Nava.
And of course, Sergeant Peter. Everybody say hello, Sergeant Peter.
Hey, Sergeant Peter.
Okay,
Hi.
he's from the Arizona Bridge. But I want you to know something. I want to shout out to all the frontline workers. You know, I drop off bottles of water for them. I try my best whenever I see them all around. This week I bought a bunch of platters of meat, so I'm dropping it off by the precinct. So I'm trying my best.
I have seen very few people hands-on out there like you, probably since Stove Hyken was young and active.
Oh, that's who you learn from. And I want you to know, tonight's special guest is Dove Hyken, former Assemblyman Dove Hyken, who has served his Jewish community for what?
He has been the leader of the New York Jewish community for more than 3.5 decades. And, you know, remember that the New York Jewish community is the second largest Jewish community in the entire world, second only to Israel.
But it's not only that he served, he loved. You don't understand that I have people come to my house for Shabbos. And you learn from Dove that his doors were open 20 years before mine. Me and Dove had a little argument today that he was upset that he couldn't have guests for Pesach due to this coronavirus. And I was more upset. I said, Dove, I also have, and he tells me, I was going to tell him, I was going to brag to him that I've never missed 43 years of having guests in my house. And the man says he has 45 years. I'm just telling you, that's how long he served this community. Guests, and I joke with him, I said, you know, Dove, I'm going to crash your house. He says, don't you have to crash? The door is open. Just come over anytime.
But his influence, remember, has extended way beyond the local Jewish community, and not only to the Jewish community, the people of New York and worldwide, in fact.
I am envious of what he's done because I want to do what he does, and you can't compete with Dove.
No.
What he has accomplished for our community, and you don't know the little stories, the secrets, the behind the stuff, even though we all bust his chop, which I don't understand.
I was there myself at times, even when there wasn't a big event going on and something that was a major media event, every single day.
Well, we're going to get to
dozens of people were helped in the office with every conceivable kind of problem that existed. It never ended.
He had constituent services too,
like no other public official.
Forget the people that he helped save from going to jail, or people that were in jail that he helped get them lawyers that I know personally. I know people that were stuck in immigration that weren't supposed to be there, and he got them out, and he made phone calls, and he used every friend, every contact, every screaming. This is who he was. You were able. Right now, there was a kid arrested in Borough Park last week. What did Dove do? Everybody ran to his house. They run to Dove's house. He's not even anymore assembly.
It's funny, they don't run to Kalman Yeager. They don't run to any of the other public officials. They still run to Dove.
For me, you are, Kalman called me. He said, stop making fun of me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, I'm not making fun.
Anyways, besides before, because we got to get Dove on the show. We told he's going to be calling in 9:10. We're going to take phone calls, everybody, at the end of the show. We want him to speak to Dove a little bit. We want him to scream at us a little bit. We want him to put him in out. We want our elder statements to put us in our place and say, listen, people, get out there. You're going to listen from the man himself, not Heshy, to get yourself out there and start doing good. Help your members. Take a bottle of water. Make a sandwich. You don't need to do the big things. If you look at Dove, he did the big things, but he did the little things. Not that he did it on purpose. He did it to teach us. Get out. You know, he was a professor. You know that?
He was actually my teacher way back, even in elementary school, if you believe it or not. So I was probably 10 years old.
So this is a man who did it all,
yes,
who was all over.
Great lifetime of accomplishment and continues to do so.
And continues to do because
That's
he's
correct.
the chairman of what?
Of Americans Against Anti-Semitism, which is it's a grassroots organization which is growing, and Soya is chairperson.
I gotta say my joke and quote, but I want you to know I'm going to present you with a check. I wish he was here tonight. I wanted to present it with him. That was our.
I will be honored to accept it.
You're going
behalf.
to. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hand it to you at the end of the show.
I
Anyways, we have Chamula Jewelers located at 944 Kings Highway, 718-336-1980. Chamula Jewelers, a family-owned business for over 40 years, specializing in diamond engagement rings, eternity bands, and diamond jewelry. Or just bring your old jewelry to redesign and freshen up for a new look. Chamula Jewelers.
We bring out the sparkle in you.
You did it great.
I did?
You did.
Etty, I hope that's okay.
We bring out the sparkle. You know, Etty sometimes sleeps through the show.
How could you sleep?
I know.
That's the hostess. How did you sleep through her own show?
TTstyles.com, Tehila Tischler. She does wigs, makeup, hair for weddings and parties. Right now, she's only doing wigs because she can't do all the stuff. I wanted her to give me a haircut, but my son said, no, my daughter, we don't touch men. My daughter-in-law can't give you a haircut. I said,
I was hoping to get a haircut from her also after like Homer.
TTstyles.com, 718-675-6842, 718-675-6842.
For you ladies out there, she brings out the beauty in you.
You are great. Sound, we have technical difficulties. Avi Fleischer, 1504 16th Street. I always bring it up. He needs a girl. We got to get him married because this way I can get some discounts. 718-259-4593, 718-259-4593. Technical difficulties. Avi Fleischer, wonderful guy. Use him for all
We've got to discuss that after we have a shit.
We will. And then we have Fallon's Corp. I finally got her webpage. You know what I mean? I messed up last week. Fallon's Place is called FALLONSPLACE.com. FALLONSPLACE.com. Faggy, you call her. She's located at 3132 Bedford Avenue. Call her at 718-325-5667. Yes, I messed up your phone number last week, Faggy. I'm sorry. 718-325-5667 or 718-Fallon's. Please call her. She has beautiful clothing for adults, teens, and children. Call her. She'll make appointments for pickup, delivery. Just give her a call, 3132 Bedford Avenue, on the corner of Bedford Avenue and Avenue J. Wolf's Grocery, my friend. He called me, screaming at me. He says, you better not make fun of Dove. You better not heart Dove. You better not do anything bad to Dove. I said, I love Dove, you crazy man.
Everybody loves Dove.
I said, where's my free coffee? You know what I mean? Wolf's Grocery, 2362 Nostrand Avenue, Avenue J. Between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on Avenue J and Nostrand Avenue, 2362 Nostrand Avenue, 718-252-1863, 718-252-1863. And then we're going to do Joe Leifer. Wonderful guy. He calls me all the time, texts me. He has a place called Traveler's Choice. And as I tell you, every single week, there's a billion zillion choices. You know, you wanted a suit. You went to, what was that guy? Frankfurter.
Mr. Frankfurter.
You went to Katz's Men's Suit. Or you wanted a night out of the town. You went to the Comedy Cellar,
or Bernstein's,
right? So that's what you did. But today you got so many choices, but the only choice I have
is Traveler's Choice.
Traveler's Choice. Why? Because no matter where you're going, to Israel for a bar mitzvah, or you're going to China for some business, Yossi and Devorah Leifer have made Traveler's Choice the first choice for delivering a real first-class travel experience and great value no matter what. So just go to, because the prices, I've seen it, are just great. So if you want to make yourself sugar, go online, buy yourself tickets. But for me, I only go on one line, the telephone line to Traveler's Choice. It's 212-868-8698, 212-868-8698. Let the mavens at Traveler's Choice take it from there. Sit back and let the boy take care of you. He'll help you with refunds and everything like that. And don't forget, if you have insects, roaches, ants, beetles, centipede, bedbugs, well, no more worries.
And mice too.
Well, no more worries. Call Mike's at Mike's Exterminating. He'll take care of all your pest control needs. He has annual contracts available, specializing in hospitals, nursing homes, senior living apartments since 1989. And he's also serving parts of New Jersey. And he does disinfectants for the coronavirus, SARS. His phone number 718-645-0269, 718-645-0269. And if you want to know anybody else, you just give us a call.
So now, let's talk about.
But one more second. You forgot my joke and quote of the day.
I apologize. We must have that.
So here's my quote and joke of the day, which we're going to start off. Where's my quote? Because I had a very good quote. This quote I purposely did for Dove. I made it because whatever. I love Dove, and I wanted to show you what he serves our community, and I can't find it, Dove. You believe it? The one week I finally get you, and I blow it. Anyways, we're gonna have to do with the
Maybe I have it here.
You better have it because we're messing up the show already.
Well,
right now.
why don't you get? Why don't I look for it while you get to the what do you call it, to the joke of the day, and then we'll save the quote for after.
Very, very good. But here's my joke of the day, and I want you guys to enjoy it. And this is really it's not really a stupid story. It's something that happened to me. Me and Linda, we went upstate for the weekend, and Linda tortures me in that car. Tortures me. I gotta stop here. I gotta stop there.
Maybe you deserve it.
I'm hungry. I love you too. So, anyways, so as we're getting upstate to the country, so I finally find this kosher in Monroe, a kosher gas station where you fill up gas and you go in and you buy food. So I went inside and I filled up the gas and I went inside. Linda was sitting in the car and I went behind to the counter, the takeout place, and I said to the girl, okay, I want all this food, a bunch of it. And she's looking at me, she finished the order. She says, is this all for you? I says, no, I'm going to share it with my wife too. You know what I mean? Like she's looking at the fat man. Well, I thought it was a funny joke. No?
That was
wow, they're not even.
That was the joke.
So I got a backup joke. Back up.
Okay.
Back up.
Gosh.
My toilet was stuck in the house. Okay.
Your toilet was stuck in the house.
Right.
Where is the toilet usually stuck?
Very funny. Don't help me.
I'm sorry. I
I
apologize.
couldn't fix the toilet bowl. So finally, I thinking the plumber that I am, okay, I took the channel locks, I took off the toilet bowl, and I finally started looking and I found a green dinosaur. And I took it out. I put the toilet bowl back. I called my son Yaakov. And Yaakov, is this dinosaur yours? He says, great, Tati, you found the green one. Where's the red one? I was wondering why the
next time you need a help like that, call Sawyer.
Yeah,
she recently cleaned the drain of my sink. Yeah. She did it. It worked.
Well, anyways, that is our joke for the day. We're going to talk to our delicious friend Dove right now, but I just want you all to know he's very serious. We're going to take calls at the end of the show, but right now, I think Dove he's on. Yes, Dove is on the line. Okay. Let's take his call. Where is he? Line 4. Hello, Assemblyman Dove Heikind. You're a wonderful, delicious man, and I want you to know that Boomy's here. We talk about you all the time behind your back, and we love you.
Well, thank you, Heshy. I'm delighted to be with you and Boomy and Sawyer. And I think before anything else, during these difficult times for everyone, I want to personally thank you for the chesed, the generosity, the giving that you do during this very, very difficult time. And can I also say, I appreciate, your show, the conversation, and I appreciate that, I can laugh, which is very, very healthy these days.
I love you, though, because, people call me up screaming, Mr. Wolf from Wolf's Grocery says, Heshy, you got to stop making fun of Dove. I said, let me tell you something. Dove has been doing this before, and I want to ask you a question, Dove. This is my first question. How do you take it when we torture you? We punish you. Yeah. We make you miserable. It's not only me. For 36 years, people have tortured you, and you're a gentleman. You take it like a man, and I don't know how. I know your skin is thick, but your heart is made of gold. You're delicious.
You're very kind.
I don't know how you take it. I don't know why we don't break you.
Well, Heshy, the truth is that people are wonderful. People are amazing. The Amcha, the average person, gets it, understands. If you're doing good, Heshy, people recognize it. There are always a lot of other people. That's why we had, the Sedra just a while ago about sinat chinam, jealousy, speaking lashon hara. This is sometimes a sickness and sometimes something that we need to look at in terms of doing the right thing and not undermining other people. But you know what? It's part of life, and you live with it. But I got to tell you that the greatest job in the world that anyone can have, Heshy, and there are a lot of amazing people who do a lot of amazing stuff, but one of the most amazing jobs is being an elected official. If you are going to serve the people, if you're going to stand up and not be afraid to rock the boat, and is this popular, is this not popular? And I think, to the best of my ability, not perfect, no one is perfect, only God is perfect. I think that's what I did the 36 years. And my best years, Heshy, were before I was elected, when I was active in the Jewish Defense League. I was out on the streets. Those are my really best years of fighting for the Jewish people, Soviet Jewry. I mean, it's such a long story, but, being there for people and doing, and I know that you're the same way, and I know Boomy is that way, and so It's about doing. The only thing that counts at the end of the day, after 120, the only thing people talk about, right, when you go to any funeral of any person, what do they talk about? They never talk about the house. Beautiful house. Oh, gorgeous car. The guy wore beautiful clothing. They only talk about the chesed. Oh, this person was giving and generous and try to help, right? Because at the end of the day, to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's the only thing that counts.
So Dov,
And with you, it goes as far back, Dov, as to the hundreds of students that you taught too that all loved
so
you.
Dov, I got a couple.
And I remember that.
I got a couple calls from politicians and other friends and people on my WhatsApp groups and followers, and they're saying, "Listen, Heshy, you can't always be running around helping people. You can't always do it, and it's taking a toll on your family." And you know what I told him? I said, "When I do stand before the Holy Maker, I will not tell him I stood idly by. If he has to take me, that I did not have a chance with the powers that he gave me, the strength, because not everybody has what you and I have. I will not stand there and say I hid and huddled. I'm going to take calls. I'm going to help people. I'm going to deliver packages. I had one of my tenants, and she was a black lady. She says, "Heshy, I know you work with the Jewish community." I said, "What are you talking about? I don't care if you're black, you're Muslim, anybody you are. I will take you. I will deliver you." And I got out of my office that minute, picked up 2 cases of water. When I showed up at the door, she was laughing at me. She said,
Wow.
I didn't mean you to come for $7. I said, "No, for $2 I will come."
Wow.
But Dov, we learned this from you, my friend.
You're very kind. Listen,
but one more question, Dov. My question is,
as many as you want.
How did your wife take this? I mean, doesn't it take a toll on your family that
You don't
day?
know how special.
No, I know
boy.
that. So that's my problem. I want him to tell us the torture that he went through.
Listen, you have an amazing wife, Linda, and I have an amazing partner for 45 years, Shani, who also, by the way, devotes her life for the last 30 years to our Terek Kohanim, working to make sure that Jews are living in every part of the old city, which, I mean, she does holy work. But you know what? She is a strong person. And when you believe in something, if you believe in something, and you just remember one thing, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the only one that counts. At the end of the day, that is the only judge that matters at the end of the day. So if you look at it that way, as you know, Heshy, during my career, I raised issues that no one else wanted to touch, whether it was things like sexual abuse. No one ever spoke about those things in our community, and we were very involved. And people didn't like it. I mean,
I remember when you were excoriated, though, for
not
things
the
that you
Amcha,
raised.
but you know what, Heshy? And you're the same way in so many ways. You speak what's in your heart, and you express yourself in terms of the things you feel. If something bothers you, if something is wrong, the worst thing you can do is be silent. Anyone.
Exactly.
No one should ever. Things are going on in your community. Not everybody can do what you do, Heshy. Not everybody can is in a position to do X amount. But you know what, Heshy? Every single person is capable of doing something. And that's all God wants from you. Do your part.
So I agree with you. That's why now, Dov, any regrets? I mean, don't say no. You know how many days that you didn't spend with the kid or the grandchild, or how many times you just wanted to run away with Shani and just go on a nice vacation, and you had to give a lot of that up. Any regrets over the last, I don't want to say how old you are, let's say 30 years, but you must have missed something you're upset, and even like me. But the truth of the matter is, I have no regrets. I am disappointed sometimes that my wife, I could have done more for her, but the truth of the matter is, I know, Dov, we took a lot out of you.
Well, Heshy, honest, no regrets at all. Are you kidding? I am thankful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he gave me the opportunity to do what I was doing. By the way, Heshy, when I was younger, when Shani and I got married, never did we discuss the idea of running for office. It was the last thing on my mind. Politics, I was not involved in politics. Someone came along and said, you could do the same thing you've been doing as a Jewish activist and be a public official. And so I was not involved in politics. And are you kidding? Heshy, every day to be able to help people? Not just you, but your staff, being there for people, trying to make a difference. Look, you can't solve everyone's problems. Only God can do that. But, over the 36 years, I mean, thank God, Baruch Hashem, not just me, I'm only one person. As you know, Heshy, we're only as good as the people that we work with.
Yeah.
And I was blessed to have an amazing staff of people who had one single goal. They knew that I gave them the marching orders. You got to be there for people, and you got to go lifnim mishir sadin. It's not just going through the motions of helping someone, but you know what? When someone is right about something, you fight for them. And I think we did that. And again, I repeat, I listen to you. I hear the things that you say and your emotions. I mean, you're a very emotional guy. I know that, Heshy, and
Yeah.
and
My
I mean,
children,
as a
my
co- I
children
mean
are
that as
not
a
too happy
compliment.
about that. I want you to know. Sometimes I freak out too much. They get too crazy.
And you're also very sensitive, and when you see injustice, when you see something is not right, you say what you have to say. And you know what? Not everyone always likes it, but you know what? Doesn't matter.
So
It
Dov,
doesn't matter.
You have fought for the Jewish community, but not only Jewish community. You fought for a lot of communities, a lot of different things. And I know you don't want to hear this. Your mayor, our mayor,
He should be our mayor.
well, he messed up.
Dove.
Dove should be our mayor.
but
Dove should run.
We're going to talk about it.
It's not time to walk away.
So Dove, our question, our mayor with his executive order, he's just abusing his privileges. He's targeting the Jewish community. Forget demonstrations. He's punishing us with these mass tickets. By the way, Dove, me and my staff are going to be representing everybody who gets a mass ticket. I already got 11 requests
Wow.
for free. So, and we're going to come up with ideas. Yes, I'm going to sit with our councilman and our new assemblyman who replaced you. Could never be like he's a very good boy, but they have come up with ideas how we're going to fight this. I'm hoping that it goes away. But the mayor has acted crazy. And we saw a video this week. I thought it was only the Jewish community, but the police beat up a black man.
Yeah,
on the
I
street.
saw that.
But
By the way, there's something called, I believe it's the Lawfare Project, which is actually suing. This is late news. It just happened in the last few hours. They are suing the city of New York because they believe, and this is a very reputable organization. I know the people there. They are right now suing the city. One of the things that the city has not released, and I asked for this last Friday, speaking to some of the mayor's people, they were saying that they were ticketing people all over the city. I said, really? Okay. Then at the end of the day, I think it was Thursday, I asked them for the numbers. Show me that you're treating everyone the same way. Heshy, I'm still waiting for those numbers.
I know.
I'm still waiting. We got computers today. All you got to do is press a computer, you get all the numbers. They have not released those figures publicly.
Even the COVID numbers are not coming up properly by boroughs. I'm hearing about it.
Yeah. Well, look, let's take a look at it. There's a lawsuit unfolding right now. We're going to get to the bottom of it because, look, you and I looked at the pictures over the weekend. I mean, did you see those pictures? It looked like Central Park with 1,000 people on top of each other.
Yeah.
And I did not see the police. I don't know of any arrests. I don't know of any tickets that were given out. So wait a second. What's going on? Look, as far as our community, people should abide by the rules. It's about life. It's about saving not only your life, your family, your children. This is serious business. Heshy, how many people do you know that have nebuch passed away? How many people are sick? I mean, it was a magefa like we never saw in our life.
By the way, Dov, the president, I forgot to say, the president of the Svardish Shul, Yossi Bornstein, passed away about 2-3 hours ago.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he was a
Dynamics.
wonderful, nice man. And I couldn't believe. I thought we beat it, and it was so. Yes, it has touched me, and I have a cousin in Williamsburg who actually is fighting. He was also almost dead, and he's on his way back with the Tehillim our family's been saying, and he's actually coming back. So yeah, I've heard a lot of good, but a lot of people. Yes, I do know a lot of funerals. I've gone to a lot, and I'm sad. Don't get me wrong for a minute. But Dov, the police in the 6-6 precinct, sometimes they're a little crazy. Lately, they've been good, even though Thursday I wasn't too happy about them arresting the boy and flipping out. And I know they have to follow orders, but don't they have to also follow their heart that if they see that the law is wrong, we're not going to listen to you, boss? Even the PBA president, Lynch, said, this is crazy. You're putting us involved in something we're not interested in.
Yeah, yeah. Look, they're put in an impossible situation, and I got to tell you something. Give you credit for something. I saw the video where you were standing outside the 66th precinct. I think it was Thursday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Thursday. And I remember what you said, and I so appreciated it. I should have called you right away because somebody, I don't know who, anonymous, told people to go to the 66th precinct to demonstrate against the police, right? And you were outside the precinct, and I remember what you said. You told people to stay home, not to come out, because look, the police there, it's sometimes difficult and challenging. They're told to go out and do something, but they're not really our enemy. They're not perfect. No one is perfect. We know that there there can be issues every now and then, but I just want to tell you, I appreciate the fact, because that would not have been a good scene.
No.
To have our community, Haredi community, demonstrating against the police at a time like this.
Right, and then somebody would get hurt, and then we'd all flip out. And
Precisely.
Then we come running to Dove, save us when we don't. We shouldn't have caused the trouble in the beginning. Go ahead, Boomy. You ask.
Yeah, Dove, if I may. I have something that's rather.
First of all, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Heshy, I think you're going to agree with me on this. Don't Sawyer and Boomy make a beautiful, beautiful couple?
I can't. You know what? I love them. They are beautiful. By the way, Boomy's my new lawyer.
Especially Sawyer, by the way.
I know. It's a wonderful girl.
Thanks, Dove.
By the way, they're going to get married because I'm a minister and I can perform the wedding even though I'm not a rabbi.
And I can't wait, and I'll be there.
You better. This will be after the corona. We're going to do it very nice. We're going to scream at me and Dove are going to dance. Me and Dove are too old to carry you, but we're going to dance with you.
I believe me, Heshy. I can outdance you anytime.
I don't know, Dove. I don't know. I know you're calling me fat now, Dove, but
God forbid. No. I think you're very good looking and very listen. I can just outdance you. That's the way it is.
I can't wait. I've hugged you and kissed you before. I'm going to do it again, Dove. About the the program that I donate food. I don't do it like Tomchei Shabbos must be. We only have 135 families on my list, and it's so hard. We got another 2 today, but the free food program that was given out. First of all, originally when it started, it was sloppily done, and if you ever saw the boxes, though, I've seen what they give out. It's really nothing, and then there's so much left over. And I spoke to the guy. They take all the leftover stuff and they throw it away. Why can't they have guys like me or people who are experienced who've done this for 20, 30 years to help them? We're willing to help them for free. Right. What's going on? They're not organized. And you're right. The people need to get out of their house so they stand in line. But that's not an answer, giving them a piece of yogurt, yogurt. I want a real box. You should see my boxes, though. I understand. I wish I could do more. But again, you got it. When you have a person coming to eat by you in my house, my kids have to set that table for guests no matter what, nicer than we have on a normal shop.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Heshy. Look, first of all, I've watched you do your stuff, and it's absolutely amazing. Look, this is what I said before. This is a very difficult time, and people have to find a way to be there for other people. I can't even imagine, Heshy, single people, whether they're elderly or even, in their 30s and 40s, and they've been stuck in the house. People call me to talk to me, and people who are concerned, people who are emotionally affected by things. And it's amazing, Heshy, and I know you do this all the time. Talking to people, giving them chizuk. There are a lot of people who are very affected by this emotionally, mentally, and being there for people, talking. It's so cheap, you don't even have to spend any money. Everyone, wherever you live, if you know someone who is having a hard time, someone you've seen around, maybe you didn't talk to them, before, it's so important. Again, this is what every person can do. You can do some kind of chesed. The world exists because of chesed, people doing chesed. So
you're so right. I want you to know my wife, I had a fight with her, nothing new every other day, and we're driving down 45th Street, and she made me stop the car. She says, pull over now, and there's a Mrs. Wolf, a friend of ours that we visit every Shabbos. She makes me chulent, and she made us get out of the car, and she said, I do this all the time. I said, no, really, I can't believe it. And she made us, and she starts screaming on the street, Mrs. Wolf, and she comes to the window, and you should have seen Mrs. Wolf's face when she saw us. It was only a 2-minute visit from the street, but that's it. That's all they want. Somebody to talk to, somebody to smile.
Absolutely.
You are so on the button, Dove. On the button.
2 minutes can guarantee Mashiach for you.
What?
Sawyer does delivery.
Oh, Gan Eden.
Bag.
I'm not kidding. Gan Eden, because
Oh no, we're
know,
not. You know, Dov, we're not getting Gan Eden. You stole it all. We have nothing left for us when God gave it to you. I'm embarrassed to tell you that we're not going to be able to touch you. That's.
Oh no, listen. Everyone does their thing. That's all that counts. Just doing good. Not looking at anything else.
I want to ask you a couple of controversial questions.
Anything.
And I sent over, I'm going to ask the harder one next, but this one is that I work with the Department of Buildings, and I argue and I fight them all the time, and the inspectors, and I'm not scared of them. I was following an inspector. I put a video online how he just doesn't care. He's breaking into houses and climbing over fences, and I gave him a hard time. And 2 days ago, I sent the video to Bumi. I sent it over to Kalman. I sent it over to Simcha Eichenstein. And I told Bumi to show it to you on the video. And Bumi is going to tell you, he saw it, that the inspector was talking to me. He's a nice man. This is one that I didn't post because I was a little nervous. He was telling me straight out. He says, listen, Harold, I said, but people are sick here. People are nervous. They're agitated at home. You're knocking on their doors. You're not allowed to go in there. He says, I told the powers to be, I don't want to be here. On the video, he said it, those words. I said, I don't want to do it. He says, they're forcing me to do it. He says, Harold, you go to them. Stop them. I said, I try, but they don't listen. He says, not only that, he says, now they're telling us to find frivolous violations like curb cuts and stuff like that, stuff that no matter what, they can still give us violations. They're going out giving us garbage tickets. I know that you and I, for somebody like you and me, we laugh at stuff like that. But some of these people, like a widow, East 27th Street, she got a violation for not signing off a job doing Shiva. And people are upset. They get nervous when you see anybody with a badge. And it doesn't want to stop it. And the DOB has told the inspectors, and this is what, again, we don't care. Go out and find it. And the inspectors don't want to do it. This guy told me straight on the video. Right, Bumi? It said
correct.
On the video, the guy says, Harold, I don't want to do it. They're forcing me to go out.
You know, there are a lot of issues during these last 2 months that affect our community that, whether it's people being able to visit hospitals, their loved ones, they have some opportunity to visit. They have not been able to. There are a lot of different things, including, Heshy, what you're pointing out right now. You know what I would like to see, Heshy, and tell me what you think about this. I would love to see the 4 politicians who represent our community, the ones that are Orthodox in particular, Felder and Deutsch and Eichenstein and Yeager, they all have their talents. They're all trying to do good. I wish they would join as a force, the 4 of them, to address these kind of issues that you're talking about and that other people have as a group, to speak as a group, because there's so much power. Every elected official has power. But imagine if the 4 of them were to work together and raise issues, the issue that you have. There are other issues in our community. If they were to do that as a group, I wish I could see that. I think that would be wonderful, Heshy.
So it would, if I may, but historically speaking, each and every one has his own agenda and is seeking to do his own thing in his own way. The only time I remember ever getting a group of the public officials together was under your leadership. I don't remember it happening in the many years without your pulling together.
It would benefit the community, and I think all of them would be interested. It's just that someone has to make the move. Someone has to just think of this. If the 4 of them were to issue statements to the public, to the media, as a group, speaking, representing our community on whatever the issues are, there are some real issues, that have confronted our community. I know I've gotten calls every single day, and you know what I tell people when it comes to this kind of stuff? We have, Baruch Hashem, 4 great elected officials, in particular representing our community. Call them, push them, ask them to, but again, I'm talking now about the 4 of them being a team, having an alliance where they work together on certain things. Each one wants to be independent, fine, that's not a problem. But we are faced with serious issues. And let me tell you, regarding anti-Semitism, I mean, I got to tell you, the calls that I get from people, not on social media, where people are being attacked. You Jews, mentioning the coronavirus and blaming the Jewish people. I can't tell you how many calls I've gotten like that, and I got to tell you, I'm very worried what's going to happen after the coronavirus in terms of anti-Semitism. So I think to be united. We have to be together. We have to speak with one voice. And on that note, I mean, I just want to, you, Heshy, and Bumi and Soya. Again, another example of you guys don't just talk the talk, but you do what has to be done. I mean, Heshy, you have supported Americans Against Anti-Semitism.
By the way, we have another check, and I wish I would have given it to myself. I'm not allowed to right now, but still, it would have been like something. But yes, we have another one, and we're going to go
Heshy,
more for you.
We're going to keep track of all the hugs we're missing out on. By the way, everyone should do that. Everyone should do that. Everyone should do that. I told my grandchildren yesterday, who my daughter has 6 kids behind her. I have not been able to touch them. I've gone to their house, and I'm outside the house
waving from the window.
Yeah, I have to wave. Can you imagine? So I tell my grandchildren, I'm counting all the hugs I owe you, and we should do that with everyone. So
Soya, you owe me a lot of hugs too.
I owe you a couple of hugs.
You got it. Now here is where the question you're going to kill me. Understand that we're a community, and you said we have to stick together as a team. We have to scream at one another. We have to guide one another like you always did.
Absolutely.
You were not only a leader, you were a guide, you were a teacher. A couple of weeks ago, and don't get angry, a guy calls the mayor's office, and I know him well. I know you know him, and he goes and he tells on one of our own people. Not that I have a problem that he screamed at it and the shul was doing something wrong. I don't know what the whole thing is, but you don't have to bring in other people. We have Dove, you have me, you have Carmen, you have so many leaders that can go to these rabbis, whether the guy is a heartless or something. The guy was telling me, he's too hard to work with. But before you call the mayor and the police, we have done so much in ourselves in the community. We help so many people. We have, you see on a Shabbos Dove, the volunteers, the little girls that are making and baking challahs, and they're coming. I want to cry. I only go Friday night in the olden days before this happened, just to see them give out the challahs. It makes me so happy when you see them doing it. We do so much for ourselves, and this guy went to the mayor, and the mayor actually, if you watch the TV show, writing down the address, he was so happy. I'm going to send somebody there.
Yeah.
Isn't this wrong when we hurt one another? By the way, one final comment. Our community, and I'm sad to say, we're number 5 on the list of 311 calls to each other.
Right. Look, we've had problems, and I've been honest about it, as you know, because I love our community. I did an interview with one of the TV stations on Sunday. They called me out of the blue. Stores are open on 13th Avenue, clothing stores, other stores. So, look,
it was a shoe store. It was a shoe store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look,
we always have somebody who's selfish. I got you.
Here's
look,
something that
people-
troubles me a lot.
People are desperate. People can't put food on the table. People are desperate to go back to work, to be able to open their stores. So my message to people was, have a little more patience. You need another suit, another dress, a pair of shoes. Go to the closet, use one of the old ones for the time being. But I want to tell you something. I've gotten calls.
There's the internet. The internet. My son bought shirts on the internet, 8 of them. Cost me $353. I want to kill him.
Dove is saying, hang on.
Look, I had calls about places in Borough Park, mikvahs that were open, ritual baths. You know what I did? I actually called the rabbis. I actually called those places and begged and pleaded with them and had a discussion. Look, one of the rabbis from a mikvah told me, I'm not going to mention specifically, it's a well-known place. This rabbi said to me, he was very, very nice. He said to me, I limit the number of people I let into the mikvah. So I said to him, well, how many did you permit at one time? I promise you, Heshy. He told me 20, only 20 at a time.
Oh, he's crazy.
I promise you. So now I hear from the person who came to me originally about this, that now he has because we handled it the way we did, now he has a guard who stands there, and only one person can go to the mikveh at a time.
Very good.
So this is an issue that has been very deeply troubling me, and it sticks in my craw. Soya and I were out this afternoon, and as we were leaving my building, we saw one of my co-tenants not wearing a mask. And I confronted him, and I asked him, I said, why are you not wearing a mask? And Soya hates when I do that because I end up confronting everybody left and right.
The problem, this is not the only person, though. This has happened numerous times. The problem is that people are not wearing a mask. Today, they went and they said, oh, I already had it. And the doctor said, I'm fine. This person doesn't seem to understand, and it doesn't cross, into the minds of other people. If you had it, you can now transmit it to somebody else. You're fine, but
You're
what
still a
about the other?
carrier.
What about the other person? And when you're transmitting it to somebody else, don't you even care that the other person may be elderly, or that person is going to go home and expose multiple other people? Like, it's just so thoughtless.
And I see a lot of it, and it troubles me, and I don't know what to do about it other than call it out. And Heshy calls it out. And now I'm saying to you, Dove, what do you, I mean, what do you tell, let's say, people that don't listen to the radio, don't listen to the news, are not aware
First
that they
of
are
all,
carriers, that they are,
First
you
of
know.
all, Boomy, I don't buy this notion that people in our community, they don't watch television, et cetera, they don't know. Everybody knows.
Then why are they
Look,
doing it?
your neighbors are dying. Your friends are dying. Family is dying. We have funerals. We had. Thank God it's gotten dramatically better. So everybody knows what's going on. The idea that some people can you congregate without masks and be on top of each other at a funeral, whatever, that is insanity. Pure, unadulterated insanity. Because the fact is, we see what happens. We see why aren't they afraid? Look, I'm not saying people should live in fear. God forbid. I don't. I go shopping. I do what I need to do, and I'm careful, and I follow the rules. Okay, and I can't wait for this to be over and finished with. But for people out there, and I see these pictures at the funeral in Williamsburg. And by the way, they could have had the funerals. They could have spread all those people over 20 blocks. You want to be there for a tzaddik, for someone you respect. You want to pay your last respects. You can do it in a way that it doesn't jeopardize. When someone goes to one of these funerals, and these were all men, those men go home to their wives. They go home to their children.
Precisely, that's so. They're
not afraid to endanger their children, their own wife. I mean, they don't think it can happen to them. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants for you to take a chance, and for those who daven with a minyan, okay, where every rabbi has said that it's literally against halacha to daven with a minyan at this particular time. What are they, holier than God?
Literally. Why are they doing it? Why are they flouting the rules?
It's not everybody. It's a few crazies, and
right.
Look,
it is a minority, an absolute minority. But you know what? Every human life counts.
Right.
And we can't afford it.
That's right.
Dove,
I'm glad you called it out now.
I'm still going to stick with this Corona story because I have a couple other things to go on another subject with you. But we have children, grandchildren, young parents are trapped in the house. Somebody called me, Heshy, I'm willing to pay extra. I want to use your house upstate now because we give it away for. Please, Heshy, I just got to get out of town. I have kids. What are we going to do with all of our? And we have lots of children, not only us but everybody. That there's going to be no summer camps, no school. I mean. Are the yeshivas, even though public school is closed, are the yeshivas allowed to open up even though they shut it down for the year? I mean, we got to do something with the kids. You can't keep them home. I mean, 2 months, 3 months, it just can't go on. We have to come up with an idea, and a better idea. There was a priest in Kentucky. He fought the state, it was Kentucky, Idaho, or something, and they sued, and they said you can have your worshiping. He said you can never have more than 16 people there. You can't have to be spread out, and they allowed him to do it because they trusted him. Of course, we can't be trusted because some of us jumped the lake, but we've got to do something. We're not coming up with a plan. The mayor's just saying, no. Governors, no. I'll open up when I want. There's no plan. I don't see them open, and we have to be open.
Well, part of the problem, Heshy, is they don't know. Things are getting better. That there is no question about, just based on the numbers. But everybody's very, very nervous. And again, isn't it remarkable, guys, what is going on in Israel?
Yeah,
incredible. I mean, tomorrow, shopping malls in Israel are opening.
Wow.
The number, and believe me, they are one of the most advanced countries in the world in terms of having dealt with Corona, and now being able to open up where people can walk, can go and do. The buses, the trains are coming back, and
they found the antibody as well.
Schools started this week for some of the classes, the younger, the older. Now, I am hoping that the governor. I mean, the governor is really the key to all of this. that in the coming month or two, look, the goal now has to be for all of us, and I think, Heshy, you'll agree, that this summer there should be some way, it should be safe to be able to send our kids to camp, to be able to do something that brings us back to some kind of normal situation. I don't know. I mean, there's so many different points of view, as you know, on a lot of this. There are many states all over the country. 43 states, I think, are opening up more and more and more in terms of going back to normal. So I hope to God that the governor, who really has the final word on all of this, that we have to pray for this. You're absolutely correct. I mean, parents, whether it's your children, grandchildren, my daughter's six kids, in the house for like 2 months already.
Yeah.
Dov, I've been saying
it's not normal. It's not normal.
And I've been saying that it has to be, though I do say strongly, it has to be a phased opening up, a gradual opening up, and it has to be very carefully watched. I mean, people are talking about the possibility or the strong probability of second wave as well.
Okay, there's over 30
first of all,
strains of the virus.
I got you. Somebody, but Dov, now you shut down our city, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Governor, who both want to be president, which I hope Mr. Mayor never gets to be there, Dov. But
don't worry, he's not. Don't worry, he's not going anywhere.
They shut us down. You can't go to work now, Dov. Here's a number. The mayor himself, I listened to him on his television show. He says, I'm an administrator of 337,000 employees, which I think he's doing a bad job, because whenever he just needs to pay them more, he has not put them out of work. Many of them have underlying conditions. I know for a fact, because I speak to a lot of the inspectors. He has them all working, even though they're now non-essential, and they don't have to go around giving tickets of violations, but just to keep them busy, they give them extra work. You can put half of them on furlough. I heard there was a state, I don't know, Jersey, right? Governor Murphy, he's figuring out a way to put a lot of, I think 100,000, I don't know what it was, a number that he was going to furlough a lot of the people on and off. How does the mayor not at least send home a lot of his employees, and say, listen, we don't need you right now just to give you jobs. Let's first of all, we can save budget and money, and we don't need you. We're also putting your lives in danger. It seems like that the city employees don't get in danger, but only us, and they also spreading it.
Yeah, you have a point, but one of the things we can all agree to, don't you think, during this corona, no tickets for parking? They've suspended alternate side parking, but they still give out tickets on 13th Avenue, on Avenue J,
and the virus can stay alive on the paper.
And the sanitation violation. By the way, I got to give a compliment to two. One is the federal government and one is the state. I think sanitation has done an amazing job.
Yeah,
they have. I don't know. I hope in ballpark it's.
I'm completely shocked, because I knew for sure they'd mess up. They wouldn't pick up, and they've not missed.
Exactly. They have been picture perfect, the sanitation department. Another thing that has been picture perfect in spite of the difficulty, I think, is the post office. I mean, you get your mail every single day. Yeah. I get it even earlier now than I ever got it during
Yeah, I know. It's sitting there. By the way, I think I give Kalman credit for the sanitation. He was nervous about the garbage, and they are coming around. They're coming around early. Yeah. They're coming around nicely. I am pleased about that, and they're not being so bad, even though I do see the garbage men in the morning without masks, which I don't know why they have a right to go without masks, and a couple of DOB inspectors. But again, I'm not going to scream at them, because I'm happy
they're doing their job.
I'm happy you're picking up the garbage.
Yeah, look, I give credit to Kalman. Kalman speaks out. He's not afraid. And maybe Kalman could bring the other three elected officials together. Just think of it: 4 elected officials, the power of that on television, that they speak for our community and they stand up after what the mayor did. What the mayor did in terms of referring to the Jewish community, oh my God, he unleashed an avalanche of anti-Semitism. We know the numbers. We did the analysis. He created hate like you cannot believe.
So how come the only one I heard speaking out and yelling about it was Dov? Where were our 4 other elected officials? I heard very little from them.
I think some of the others also spoke out.
Very little. Dov was the one that was still ahead and speaking about really yelling about everything.
I think, Bobby, you're a little prejudiced. You love me.
We all love you. We all A lot of the, by the way, we have we all assumed the worst. We have a hospital ship that has 3,000 beds, only 182 being used for coronavirus.
Right.
Half of the Javits Center, and now anybody can tell me whatever they want, but one of the soldiers who we brought food to was so nice. He snuck me. I didn't go in. He snuck me around back to look in, and he's not even using half of the stuff.
Half? You said 180?
No, that was in the ship.
Mm.
Okay,
Out of
we're
3,000.
not using our power correctly. And my point here is that Mr. Mayor, who put his wife, and I was upset with our buddy Chaim Deutscher, who I know for so many years, he was in charge of the committee that ran and oversee $1 billion. Now, listen to the number: $1 billion. How many people could I feed? With $1 billion, I can build 200 structures housing 8 beautiful apartments for homeless families. She blew $1 billion of mental health. Nothing is done. Nothing is accomplished. And now she's in charge of a new committee. She's incompetent the first time. Why is he doing it again to us?
Hey, listen, he's the mayor, right?
No,
he can do whatever he wants, and look, he's gotten criticized. But here's another issue: that one of the biggest tragedies here in New York was what happened in nursing homes.
Yeah, that was my next question to you.
Now you made a point about the ship, right? They send corona and this is something the governor needs to respond to in a more serious way. The Post had a story today by Goodwin on this. They send these corona patients to nursing homes. Makes no sense, right? You send corona patients to a place where everybody's a senior citizen.
And compromise.
I have a question. Why didn't they use the freaking ship?
Correct.
They had a ship. They could have sent everyone there.
Right. And you know what, Dov? A lot of these nursing home and old age homes, and I was talking to a relative of mine who was screaming at me about it as well, because they're in the business. And I said, listen, I don't care if you're a relative or anything, but if you're going to mistreat those people and let them die, I'm going to stand against you. And a lot of these nursing homes, first of all, I don't think they have any control over there because they're understaffed. And I said to her, why are you understaffed? Well, people couldn't come in. I said, in my office, and like any office, everybody always gets sick on any job site. You have to have enough people to cover for the bad days. And these nursing homes are saving money on staff. They're saving money on not disinfecting the place. We're disinfecting trains that have homeless people in it, but we're not disinfecting places where people live on a constant basis. And they're not fighting with them, but they're too busy fighting with guys like you, me, and Boomy, keeping us off the street and screaming at us.
By the way, the governor ordered these corona patients to be sent to nursing homes, and nursing homes did not have a choice. They didn't have a choice to say, look, we can't deal with so many people. It's going to endanger other people. The state has tremendous power. The governor has tremendous power. And look at the tragedy. I mean, a huge percentage of those who have died from coronavirus in New York are people who died in nursing homes. It is a tragedy, and I'm telling you, the story will still be told, because who's responsible for this?
All these deaths of people that need not have died. As you said,
that's the point. Exactly.
That ship could have taken care of them, like you said, right away.
Why didn't they use the ship?
It was floating there right on the harbor.
Why did you send them to nursing homes?
It's unbelievable.
Or to the hotels. Or
now, Dov,
sure.
Now, Dov, the mayor screamed between somebody was screaming between Cuomo and saying the homeless people sleeping on the subway is disgusting, and de Blasio screaming at the Jewish community. These guys knew about the homeless issue for years. I've known about the homeless issue for years. I've been screaming about the homeless issue for years. Now they wake up, and you know that I interviewed 2 homeless guys the other day. I brought them a little bit of food. I gave them each like $5. Linda was screaming.
You do that for years now. You see homeless people on the street, you always stop and give them something. Ask them they need something to eat. I never saw anybody do it like you.
I get upset with my wife because I usually give $1, $2 or $3. She takes out $5, $10. Says, Linda, no, you be quiet. She tells me. So
I love your wife.
Oh no, I know that too. Too bad she signs the
Stop
checks,
giving Shani too many ideas.
I know.
Dover's going to get in trouble.
I know that. I'm sorry, Shani. It's not true. I'm the boss. But Dov, we've had this homeless issue, and now just because you and I are off the street, the homeless people are on Ocean Parkway. They're on the trains. They're not getting better. They're sitting in front of a Dunkin' Donuts on East 15th Street. I feel bad for the guy. I was only able to give him one night in a hotel, and my brother-in-law, after he sent me a check for it, I said, no, I don't want your money, and he sent me a check for that. So I was so happy. If we don't solve that problem, then you're never going to get rid of the virus no matter what, because they're all over the streets anyways.
Look, the homeless problem, the number of homeless people that we have now It has never been this high ever in history. And it is such a tragedy. We're spending billions. You hear me? Billions of
Billions.
dollars
I know.
for the homeless problem, and we have not gotten to first base. It is such a tragedy what is going on.
And
it
the
is,
mayor was
thanks
so,
to our
a
dear
failure.
mayor,
It's
of
such
course.
a failure.
I know.
Failure.
And the mayor
He
was so,
needs to go.
I want you to know the mayor was so happy. He was saying, "Oh, I got 139 guys off the street." Really, Mr. Mayor? That's what you did?
Wow.
Those shelters, and Dove, I've been to them. I've helped them get approved. And
Right.
I go in there when they're brand new and clean, and then I go back 2-3 months later, and it's like a hole that you would never
They
come in
turn
there.
into pigsties. It's
Right.
incredible.
That's and it really it's a place that is not controlled. It's a money-making machine. I got that for these private people. The mayor has no oversight. He's too busy torturing our contractors, builders, coming up with new laws, new violations. Really, I have so many people that are shut down for months on stupidity and the red tape to open up anything. Even I had a young girl who was killed in a fire that I almost got her as one of my foster kids. But the red tape is so crazy. But he has no problem punishing us. But if we want to try to do something good, we can. And this homeless issue, you set a committee together. We need, and I've been preaching and screaming about this, and I want you to hear this. I want civilian committees set up of private individuals overseeing the Department of Buildings and Commissioners. They shouldn't be allowed there to sit there for life. Overseeing HPD, overseeing mental health. You could have your little organizations of politicians and money, but we need an independent civilian committee that says, listen, you're wrong, and we're going to stop you, and we're going to tell it to the people.
Why
Right.
can't the
Look,
local
Heshy, look, I totally understand where you're coming from. It is a very good idea, but you and I know that it'll never happen. Look, we live in progressive New York. Remember that. And the people who run the city and the people that are going to run it after de Blasio will be another liberal progressive. The homeless problem
Why
will
can't
continue.
you run, Dove?
So yeah, Dove, this is the end of our show. We're going to come up with this question for you. We have a lot of nice Jewish boys in Williamsburg and Flatbush and Borough Park. You've all been great, and Assemblyman is nice, and your legislation, and you've all been good, and you've been able to scream and holler, and you've learned to make friends and get things done. But the bottom line is, there is nobody qualified for that mayor job. We can't have, what's his name again?
I could think of someone.
Okay, well, a minute. I'm going to get to that. We can't have the borough president, Edward, what's his name again? Eric Adams, to be our next mayor. We can't have de Blasio's wife run for borough president. We need a new boss. Dove, the only one in the Jewish community with a real name, who's qualified, who knows everybody, who can slap me around and anybody else and say, sit down and shut up, is you, Dove. And I'm serious. I know you're going to say I retired, but you know you didn't. Dove, maybe really consider mayor.
We need you.
You are the most qualified guy.
Heshy, I thought you already did a joke in the beginning.
No, Dove, you joked about me being handsome and fat, so don't worry about that.
I remember about 30 years ago when Dove was thinking of running for a city council president. I got so excited at that time.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Dove.
Listen,
Do you remember?
I just want to tell you, I know you're running out of time, but this has been a delight. It passed by like, wow.
We love you, Dove. You told me only 15 minutes. I had to trick you into this, but I love you.
No. I listen to your show and I enjoy it, and you make people smile and you present information to them. It's a real service. And Heshy, God bless you and your wife Linda. I look forward to meeting her. And Bumi and Saya, we love you, and you're beautiful together.
We love you too.
You're beautiful separate together, but together is a lot better.
Dove,
and we just wish everyone
I hope
good
Saya
health.
will come around that
Dove,
way.
stay safe. I want to be able to see you again, and we love you for coming on the show. We thank you for all your advice. You're screaming at us, and we
everything that you do for the entire community and the Jewish world at large, and everybody.
I still have a year and a half to the next election, so now I have a way to start talking and making you miserable. Maybe now you're going to lock the door and not let me in. I got you. But you know, Dove, every client that comes to my office, my partner gets upset because I always keep them a little longer because some of them have stories. You always give a story. You always make them laugh. That's how I sell my product, and that's how I sell myself. And just like you sell you are a wonderful man, Dove. I have and I want to talk to you and thank you for everything you've done for us.
Thank you,
great.
Heshy. Thank you so much. Continue. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Dove. Thank you. And don't
Good
forget,
night,
I'm going to keep calling you. Bye bye.
Good night, Dove. Thank you.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. That was Dove Heikind, our former assemblyman, leader of our community, head of which division? Go ahead.
Americans Against Anti-Semitism.
Beautiful. And I want to
Soya is a
chairwoman.
correct.
And I want to thank all of our sponsors, Shamula Jewelers, ttstyles.com, Fallon's Clothing. You are just great. Don't forget her website, Fallon's. What was her website? I forgot. I messed up again, right? Figure, I'm so sorry. Fallonsplace.com. How come you remember that? And don't forget Traveler's Choice, the only choice in travel. And I want to thank all of you people out there. Thank you for all you. Don't forget Mike's Exterminating. Come back next week. Listen to me Wednesday. You can always get me on Facebook. Always, if you need Heshy. Don't forget, if you have tickets for masks, I'm representing you for free. Don't forget my number is 718-288-7844. Thank you, everybody. I hope you know. Thank you, Dimitri, for running our telephone and keeping everybody in control. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
The preceding program is a paid advertisement. The opinions and views expressed therein